For 11 minutes yesterday, a hush fell over Jerusalem.
Oh my God.
There was peace on Twitter because the personal account of the man in the White House was deactivated by an outgoing customer support employee.
Now, can you please deactivate the presidency?
I mean, he said, the guy in the house said, my Twitter account was taken out for 11 minutes by a rogue employee. I guess the word must finally be getting out and having an impact.
What word? That's from Donald? Is that from the Donald?
That is from, he tweeted that this morning. Anybody?
You mean people are trying to censor him?
I just, I don't know. I thought it was dope. I mean, I was like, you go out like that. He's like a Twitter patriot. But what strikes me as odd is other people's accounts have been taken down for a lot less than the behavior we see exhibited from the presidency every single day.
Yeah, like who?
Some of the things Rose McGowan's. I mean, some of, he can be a Twitter bully. And I thought Twitter was a platform where that kind of thing was unacceptable, and his account has never been taken down.
But the scary part, the one thing that did scare me, all joking aside, is some people tweeted things like, I want to buy this employee a pizza, like, good for you. Yeah. But then other people were saying the access of an account with this much influence is a little scary, because if someone had written something like, we're going to war with North Korea,
that's true.
There's a danger in the access. So you'd almost think they should add some checks to the higher level.
Or maybe information like that shouldn't be on Twitter.
That's
maybe information like we're going to war. It should be something that, a whole bunch of people get together and say it in camera so you can see their faces. See, I don't want to read that. I don't want to read it on Twitter. I want to read, ooh, Whoopi, your butt is big. That I can accept on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't want to know the policies of the United States. And I get that I get that this is now a new world and it's evolving, but I'm not there yet. I haven't evolved that far.
Many of us aren't.
But my life revolves around our president's tweets, whether I like it or not. I used to have alerts on my phone. I can't do it anymore.
Oh my gosh, your phone was
7
up all
out this
day.
morning. I actually was like, this isn't emotionally good for me to like wake up and have every Trump tweet and go to sleep with every Trump tweet. And I think the collective American public at large, I did turn it off, but I agree with you with what you're saying. What if someone had hacked in and we had sort of a war of the world situation where he said, we're nuking North Korea now? People would panic and riot in the streets. So my concern is more the national security aspect of this. And it's hilarious. I think it's funny that like some person was like, I'm going out and I'm going to take down the Twitter account at the same time. But there is like real life ramifications.
I love the idea that when you're on your way out, you want to do something. Like there was a story I read last week about a guy who's on his deathbed, and he hated Trump so much. But this is a true story. His wife said to him, Trump was impeached. And he died happy. I read that.
I read that.
I mean, goodbye, sweet life.
You can die happy.
There was my favorite obituary during the election was a woman said, I would rather go into the arms of our sweet Lord than vote between Hillary or Trump. I'd rather just die here. And
Dave Chappelle did an amazing sketch on kicking the sign on the way out. And dropping some F. And he had to ask for his job back. So be careful on what you do going out, because you might be coming back in.
You know what? I don't know. I get that people get a lot of their information from Twitter. I get it. But I don't want, that's too public for me. It's just too public. If stuff is going on that has to do with national security and stuff, I don't want to read it on Twitter. I don't want to see it on Twitter. It's like all this stuff now, they keep showing the guy that did the bombing, and stop showing. I don't want to see all this, because it tells people all your moves. Yeah. Well, I don't want to know all your moves. I don't want to know what you were thinking when you did this. I want you to just go away.
It's very unpresidential, I think, when you have presidential statements on social media. I mean, this president is using it in a way it's never been used before.
But no one's able to lasso him in, so I have more faith that the company could make some guidelines to protect some of these things so they weren't hacked, because I have more faith in Twitter than I do the president.
Oh, and that's saying a lot.
But the problem problem is it's not. I mean, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
This isn't going to happen. It has completely changed the game of how politics work, how primary politics work in particular.
Do you think it's changing for the better?
I don't like the impulsive tweeting, like the Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas things. I do think that, for me, is below the decorum of what I would like in the White House, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
Well,
I think this is how we live now.
But I like that he calls people names, because then we can. You know? I can call him names.
When the president-
My book, The Great Gas Bag, available now on Amazon, calls him the name, The Great Gas Bag. And that's
Her new book.
But
my
can
new
I say-
book, which you can get.
Which is on Amazon.
The reason that I could do that
Yes.
is because he calls Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, and he calls Hillary Clinton Crooked Hillary. So he threw the first ball out there,
Yeah.
and now I'm throwing my
Joy,
ball
can I
out
ask you
there.
a question, though? Because I saw
Yes.
your appearance on Bill Maher, and you want for the next election, when they go low, we go lower. Do you think that is the message for Democrats going forward?
Well,
You're fascinated by it.
I did.
She did say that.
I think that the Democrats need to take a page from Donald Trump's playbook, where he spoke. Well, we're talking about an election, winning an election.
Yeah, but you know, if we're just going to go out to win and we don't care about the people, then what's the point of having a president that anybody cares
No,
about?
I'm talking about communication now. I'm talking about the way that he speaks, the way he talks to people directly. He has a very good way of doing that. I'll give him that. Hillary Clinton, blah, 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 policy, policy, policy. Nobody even followed her. We're going to build a wall. That's what people understand. Simple sentences.
So you're suggesting...
I give the American people more credit, though. I really do. I mean, I don't know who he's speaking to, but he certainly doesn't speak to me when he's, calling someone Pocahontas and racial slurs and saying he can walk down Fifth Avenue and shoot anyone and still be appreciated and followed. I think that the American people valued the way that Barack Obama spoke, which was very presidential, which was thoughtful, which was meaningful. And I think the American people are smart enough to embrace a message that is thoughtful and smart.
But you know, Barack Obama had a personality that was so winning also. He would smile, he would
A lot
laugh, you
past
saw him
presidents
dance. You need a president that has charm also. You need
Yes,
somebody who has
that's true.
charisma, charm, a way to communicate with people. I have not seen it yet.
But you should listen to Joy. I mean, what you're saying, you're preaching the gospel right now. One of the things since I've gotten to know you, you really do understand going forward what Democrats need in order to have a comeback.
Well, no,
it's not that
I
they
think
need to
that
go
was a
low,
joke.
but the communication she's talking about did, whether you like it or not, and I certainly have mixed opinions on all of it, it was effective, and it works, and it still works.
I missed substance, though. Like, when I watched the primaries, the Republican primary, I remember watching and wanting to hear them say something, and they kept getting to name-calling and small hands and all this, and I thought, but wait, I can't even tell the 16 of you apart anymore because no one's talking about anything.
Yeah,
Let's
but the
remember,
RNC
Hillary
wasn't
Clinton won the
forcing a
popular
candidate.
vote. 3 million more people voted for someone that spoke a lot differently than
let's talk
And I
about
know
that
that
because
keeps
there's a
Joy
whole
warm at night.
conversation.
That 3 million more people voted for.
Yeah,
He's a
there's a whole but I do wonder because I don't want to be told by anybody who's saying they're going to represent me. I don't want them telling me that people are rapists and murderers.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that the Constitution doesn't mean anything. That I don't want to hear that heroes are not heroes when they fought for my right.
How do you think I feel every day in my party with what he said about my father?
I
I
know.
also analyze, I take it day by day, because if I wake up in the morning obsessing over what he said about my father, I'll kill myself from the inside out. And I'm a political analyst.
Yeah.
And I need to take it moment by moment. I don't like these things either. I don't think any American sitting here, even the most hardcore Trump supporters, like things like that. But it is the reality we're living in.
It is the reality, but it doesn't have to be. If you don't like that, you can demand better from the guy.
true.
You can get his message. You can say we're not getting the jobs we need, or I feel people are coming over and not doing what they were supposed to be. I can hear all that.
Yeah.
But you can't couch it in it's them. We got to get rid of them. You can't couch it in that because I've seen that. I've lived through that when it's them and what happens when people get that mindset. And we're seeing it. We're seeing people have been freed up to say stuff that's just decorum. You don't do that. You don't do it. And to have it come from this man in the White House.
I know what you're about to say.
TikTok, MF, TikTok. Now,